We recently had a Title IX hearing before Congress, and Ocasio-Cortez made one of the most insane comments ever made regarding the issue of males competing in women's sports. AOC makes shocking claim that all schoolgirls will be forced to undergo genital examinations if biological men are barred from women's sports. What? Okay, let's go there. AOC said that all underage women could be subjected to genetical examinations. Are they saying genital or genetical? Because I think those are different things. Examinations if biological men are banned from competing in women's sports. The squad member spoke out. AOC 34 said there were multiple proposals that would marginalize trans Americans and claimed that questioning athletes' gender would open up women and girls to genital examinations. If it was genetical, I think that's a reference to doing a DNA test, which also could happen too. But we got to read a little bit before we call out the absurdity here. We are talking about opening up all women and girls to genital examinations when they are underage, potentially just because someone can point to someone and say, I don't think you're a girl. I would like to introduce Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to something called a physical examination. I don't know. Maybe women don't undergo physicals. I'm not a woman. I don't know. See, when I'm a guy, and so growing up, I had to do periodic physicals. Our high school required it. I only went there for a few months. I'm pretty sure the grade schools required it too. Every certain amount of time, they were like, you're required to get a new physical. And then like the school has to confirm you got a physical. Guess what? Now, I don't know about the ladies, okay? But I know that the majority of people watching this video are dudes. And everybody knows, turn your head and cough. Okay, so anyway, when it came to taking a look at your health, there's no question. If you are suffering some kind of medical issue downstairs, the doctors check for it. Now, a lot of people are pointing out, they're saying that, yeah, but there's also birth certificates. So sorry, guys, they're changing birth certificates. Yes. So there are trans people, children, who are getting their birth certificates changed. Some of them even say X. But you know what the issue is here? We do not live in a world of technicalities. We live in a world of actions and intents. And what that means is there are a lot of things that are illegal that you could get away with, but you shouldn't. And there are certain things people don't do, despite the fact they probably could get away with it. Now, why don't you drive the wrong way down a one-way road? Some people do, and they never get caught. The likelihood of you getting caught driving the wrong way down a one-way is probably 0.00001%. The chance there's a cop who's going to see you do it, it happens, but we only hear these stories likely because there's like 300 million people in this country. The reality is people just don't do it. There are a lot of things in this world people don't do because they believe it's wrong and shouldn't do. And the point here is, if we pass a law that says female sports must be protected under the 1964 Civil Rights Act, it's not a question of examining anybody. It's a question of integrity and scruples. Some people will break the rules, but we assert the rules anyway. So we say it's illegal to drive the wrong way down a one-way road. Okay, people will do it. Periodically, they'll get caught because they went the wrong way. But I love this. I know people who drive backwards down one-way streets because they don't want to deal with a detour or something. And it works. Because think about it this way. Let's say you're on like a residential street. Chicago, they're all one way. It goes left, right, whatever, east to west, and then back and forth. It inverts. Let's say you took a left onto a one-way street and you drove 2 houses too far. What do? You just reverse. So I know friends who have reversed down one-way streets, and then when the cop sees them and they reverse and then take a 3-point turn and go in the direction, they don't get even stopped because it's just like, oh, he must have just taken a wrong turn and then backed out. They don't care. The point ultimately comes to this. There is no reason for these things to happen. All we need to do is say, ladies and gentlemen, we don't allow males on female sports teams. And guess what? I don't believe AOC is making a really bold claim. She's making several bold claims. One, AOC is claiming that trans people are criminals. That's right. That's what she's saying. She's saying that if we say males should not be on female sports, that the males will lie and cheat anyway. Why would you say that, AOC? Why would you need to perform an examination on someone? The assumption is that the only reason that would ever happen is that males would break the rules to cheat and play on a women's sport team. Now, hold on there. That sounds like a right-wing talking point, right? The fact is, if males are barred from being on women's teams, on female teams, call it whatever you want, then we don't have to worry about any examinations because we all operate under the assumption that everyone playing is female. That's all. Because no one's breaking the rules. Because we don't think that trans people are inherently going to break the rules, right? Right? The other thing she's saying is that genitals define gender, which a lot of people would agree with. It's not absolute. You know, a lot of people want to call out the left for their crackpot views and all that stuff, and that's fair. But it's also fair to say genitals don't define gender. I know there's a lot of conservatives being like, wait, what do you mean? Yeah, like a dude who like gets his junk blown off in war, we're not going to call him a woman, okay? I don't think genital examinations actually solve the problem either, especially as it pertains to the rare instances of birth defects or things like that. But also, I think injuries. Like a 15-year-old kid who gets in a car accident and it mutilates him in a bunch of places, we're not going to call him a woman, okay? So the idea that the way you prove a gender is through a genital examination is a lie. What AOC is trying to do is she's trying to say something shocking, which is nonsensical. Because physical exams are a normal thing for all human beings. Thank you and have a nice day. But instead of saying physical, let me try this quote. We are talking about opening up all women and girls to getting physical examinations when they're underage, potentially just because someone can point to them and say, I don't think you're a girl. Okay. I've had to get numerous physicals throughout my life. Should I be angry about it? I got to say, women go for examinations related to their body parts, and men do too. Men should get prostate exams and tests for testicular cancer. And women should get pap smears and mammograms. Is it shocking and offensive that because these things exist, humans have to undergo physical examinations by doctors? What a disgusting people. I'm sorry. Democrats are evil. I got the Krasensteins on my back saying that it's a blanket statement meant to get clicks. Oh, shut up. Y'all are evil too. But the Krasensteins are the banality of evil. And they don't grasp these concepts. There is no legitimate reason why AOC or any Democrats would defend biological males in women's sports. And Riley Gaines hits the nail on the head with the hammer. In this congressional testimony, someone mentioned, one of the members of Congress says something like, well, we could put up curtains. Okay, if the concern is privacy, then you could put curtains. And Riley Gaines says, there are no curtains in the locker rooms. And the woman goes, but we can add them. And then Riley fires back, countering a point they made. They said, why are you so bent out of shape for such a tiny population of people? Trans people are so few and far between. And Riley said, why would we overhaul the entire system for what you describe as a very, very small portion of the population? Why should every woman everywhere have to change their behavior for 0.001% of the population? You see, that doesn't quite make sense, does it? And that's their argument. The reality is these people are insane and will say whatever they think they have to say to get attention. She said, I think not. And per usual, I don't believe we're sitting here in a panel of men that has actually thought about the biology and privacy consequences of all women, trans or cisgendered. Oh, what are you saying, AOC? Are you saying that there won't be trans men competing against males? Yeah, there won't be. Mac Beggs tried calling out, I think it was Jake Shields, MMA fighter. And like good MMA fighter. I think Jake is undefeated, isn't he? I don't know. Jake said he would fight 10 trans men with no breaks, no rest period, no training. Mac Beggs, a trans man who was a wrestler, said that he would kick Jake Shields' butt. Mac Beggs is biologically female. Mac Beggs, I believe, is like 5'2". Listen, you can call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. Females have wide hips, less bone density, less skin collagen, less fast twitch muscles, a wider Q angle, more prone to leg injuries. They were exposed to less prenatal testosterone, and this results in very different biology. That's just it. So listen, this is why we have different divisions. But AOC is basically arguing in favor of what Riley Gaines is saying with everything she said. Spare me your lies and your hypocrisy. Riley Gaines masterfully called Rep. Lee, Summer Lee, a misogynist. Lee got angry and wanted to have the words taken down for engaging in personalities. And they whispered in her ear, "You're a moron, shut up. You can't do that." And then she said, "I withdraw." Oh, it was masterfully done. This woman right here is evil. Summer Lee, evil. Evil is not always just demons who want to burn the world to the ground. It's also the banality of evil. There is no reason at all to allow males to compete in women's sports. None. You want to create a league for trans people, then you create a trans league. But why force women to change everything? Because they're evil, okay? They want power and they want to win, and they don't care what works. They don't care what helps people. They don't care what makes people happy. All they care is that they cause suffering and destroy. That's evil. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up at 6 p.m. on this channel. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all then.